Hey y'all, I'm back. I ran all the way here to be the first to tell you what happened to Diddley. Now, if you know my second cousin Diddley, you know he has always loved pulling the pranks. It was him who put the dish soap in the town fountain. Took him 3 days to clear out the bubbles from the street. And he's the one who swapped out his mama's body in the casket for a blow-up doll from the naughty store. Freaked everybody out who came up to give her one last kiss. I could go on and on. Being married to him has not been a walk in the park for Boo, his wife. But last week, he went one step too far. This prank backfired, and he's lucky to be alive to tell the story. I think that prank was the entire reason he planned the surprise birthday party for Boo. And it was pretty brilliant to plan the party over at the senior center and tell Boo they were going to go visit his daddy. She didn't suspect a thing. Now, the plan was to tell Boo that there was a party in the activity room of the senior center and to please wheel Daddy in. And he had to use the restroom and he would meet her in there. And he ran ahead of her and got into position. The activity room was all decorated for a birthday party. Boo just didn't know it was hers. And had this long table with all these desserts and punch and a stack of pizza boxes right up there in the middle of the table. Now, if she were savvy, she would have thought it odd that they were serving pizza to a group of senior citizens. But she was too busy getting Daddy settled in to notice. Not too much later, one of the staff people come up and said that Boo's husband will be here in just a minute and to please go help herself to a slice of pizza, pepperoni and green pepper, which happened to be Boo's favorite. So she goes over to the tower of pizza boxes and she lifts up the lid on the one on top. But it was a trick. Because instead of looking in to see a delicious slice of warm pizza, she lifts up that lid and a bloody head pops up through the box with an axe coming out of the side of it and a sagging eyeball screaming at her to run for her life. Now, he expected Boo to scream and run like she usually did. And she did scream, but she did not run. You see, being married to Diddley the prankster has made Boo quite skittish. And who could blame her? She was now so used to being scared every time she turned a corner that she had prank PTSD. Oh, it's a thing. It's where your fear just builds up over time like a pressure cooker until you just have to release it. And when this madman's face screamed up at her from inside that pizza box like a whistle on a kettle, she finally blew. She screamed with a mighty roar and pulled out the skunk spray she had in her purse. If you ever wondered if God has a sense of humor, He does. And I guess He picked that day to teach Diddley a painful lesson. You see, as it turns out, Boo had been part of the town council project to clean up graffiti in the downtown area. Well, technically it was just one wall, and we know who did it, but he won't confess. So to keep others from getting the same idea, Boo bought herself a bottle of what they call skunkum spray. Look it up, Google it, you'll see. It's a spray they make that you can spray on stuff, smells just like skunk, to keep people from lingering. She had bought industrial strength, industrial size, and she started spraying like her life depended on it. And pretty soon, Diddley was screaming for real. And it was a good couple of minutes before they could finally convince her that it was just her husband. They had to take Diddley to the hospital because they thought he was blind, but that was only temporary. He got his sight back that night. Took a week for the diarrhea to stop. And a week after that, before anybody would get anywhere close to him. Y'all, he smelled so bad the office put his desk on another floor and shut the vents. Shoot, they say you can still smell him if you got a good nose. Diddley learned a big lesson that day. And for all you pranksters out there wreaking havoc on your spouses, maybe you'll learn a lesson too, that one day that prank will backfire. Okay, it's time for me to go. I'll see you again real soon in my small town with a big heart where the people stay, but the gossip travels.